I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly, and we're back with another video. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. If you're into true crime stories, news, and politics, I believe that you will enjoy your time here, and I would very much appreciate that. If you are a returning subscriber or listener, thank you so much for being a friend as always, guys. And please interact with the channel if you can. Like the video if you like it. Give me a comment. It really does help me out, and I very much appreciate you guys for listening. Thank you. And today we're going to be doing another edition of Weird News Weekly, guys. So I hope y'all are ready for it. There was a lot of news that was very weird this week, as always. I mean, some weeks are slower than others. This week was pretty freaking weird. Let's get right into it with our beloved tradition, guys. We're gonna start off with a song, as always.
Son came around just the other day. He said, I got me a deal where we can both get paid. Can I trade on your name? I said, sure, okay. Will anyone know? He said, no, no way. And as he walked away, he looked kind of dim and said, you know I'm gonna be like him.
He's done it.
And Hunter's in the basement with a silver spoon. Ukrainian bribes, we're gonna be there soon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when.
I'll put aside your 10%, Dad. I'll always have your 10%.
Well, he came from Kiev just the other day. Had a smile so big I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. How's our cash supply? He nodded his head and said,
great big guy, but what I really need, Dad, is to borrow the car keys.
You can take the vet, but watch the box says please. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he was damn near dumber than me. Son came around just the other.
What a great song. I mean, that was probably one of our best. If I'm being honest, that was probably one of the best songs that we've heard on this series to date. So, great job. That was from Instagram, David J. Harris Jr. So, thank you for that, sir. Thank you. And, what's this? I'm sorry, what?
Have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings.
Hello?
Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
Don't want a copyright strike on that, but that's the Ukraine gas executive with Joe and Hunter. What? I'm sorry. Hello? Never knew about his business, never spoke about his business dealings, never did anything wrong ever in life, and you're just innocent Grandpa Joe Biden? Okay. Well, if you believe that, I have a oceanside condo in Nebraska I would like to sell you. Anyways, let's move on. So this is so true, guys. You know, we all know Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, they got a lot going on. But Joe Biden, he is going to take it to the grave, guys. He will defend his son no matter what comes out. And so this is an example of that.
Tiny bit.
So you think that everything that happened was kosher?
You know there's not one single bit of evidence.
Oh, really?
Not one little tiny bit.
No?
To suggest anything done was wrong.
Are you sure?
You know that. But you keep asking me these questions. It's okay. You're doing what you have to do.
Is it okay?
But I'm not worried about it. Look, the American public knows me.
Oh,
So you think that everything
I don't know you, sir. Please don't put me in this. Please don't mention my name, okay? I don't know you at all. So, thanks, but try again. So, yeah. Let's look at this ad that was put out by the Trump campaign. I don't know if it was actually put out by his campaign team, or if this was like one of the PACs that put this out. Either way, it was good.
What do you call someone this weak? Someone caught in a bribery scandal that made them millions, complicit in a government cover-up, and uses your government to get special deals for his family? You call them Joe Biden.
Yikes.
And acting just like a corrupt third world dictator, Biden has unleashed a cadre of unscrupulous government bureaucrats he controls to act like rabid wolves and attack his greatest threat, launching one of the greatest witch hunts in history. But Biden's underestimated the intelligence of voters, and Trump's support is growing even stronger as hardworking Americans come together in huge numbers to stand with the one person they know has their backs and will fight to make America great again.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I just want to show y'all.
As hardworking Americans come together to
look at that. Look at that. I mean, this is the kind of people. This is like your typical Trump rally right here. This is it. Like, I mean, my God. And this is probably small. It probably goes on further than that. And there's probably like people all throughout these side streets and that can't actually get into the main area. I mean, this is like, this is crazy. And then you look at this, and then you look at the support and the rally sizes of Joe Biden and the likes of that. And you guys go ahead and tell me that he got 81 million votes. Okay, thanks. So, yeah. So, just to further expand on the corruption and the dictatorship of Joe Biden, let's look at this article here. This is from the Gateway Pundit. So, there's supposed to be testimony from a Hunter Biden associate, okay, who is basically going to link Joe Biden with these business dealings that he claims up and down that he knew nothing about and he never spoke to his son about, and he's supposed to be testifying today, okay, in front of the Congress. Well, as it turns out, the DOJ has been corrupted to the fullest extent that we know, and they sent a letter basically trying to stop this testimony, and it's insane if you look at the totality of the corruption that's going on from the DOJ and the Biden White House. So in addition to that, Peter Schweizer was on Jesse Kelly the other night talking about another bomb that he was dropping on the heads of the Americans, saying that basically one of Volodymyr Zelensky, who is the so-called president of the Ukraine, one of his top officials was sitting in a room where they were discussing bribing the Bidens, Joe and Hunter. So the Ukrainian President Zelensky has a top official who was sitting in on meetings where they talked about bribing the Bidens. Schweizer suggested Zelensky is using this as leverage over the Biden regime for weapons and billions in U.S. dollars. Also known as treason, okay? Also known as selling out your country. Also known as get the fuck out of the office, Joe Biden. I'm sorry, what are we even doing anymore? So, yeah, let's look at this video here.
The walls are closing in. First, you had the bank records that show that the money was being transferred. Now you have the testimony of business partners. Devin Archer is one. There are going to be others. And other than Joe Biden himself, Devin Archer is Hunter Biden's most important business partner. When Hunter Biden joined the Burisma board, Devin Archer got a seat on the board as well. When Hunter Biden got that sweetheart deal with that Chinese private equity fund and got put on the board, Devin Archer got the same slot. So he knows where everything is. And it's going to be very, very hard for the Democrats on this committee to do what they did with the whistleblowers, which is argue Joe Biden played no role. The evidence is there, and their defenses keep shifting. And I think Joe Biden is in serious trouble. We may all have to start learning the Ukrainian word for compromise, because this is a very clear indication of how this has shaped this administration's policy towards Ukraine and also towards China.
Exactly. And now listen to this. Business Insider just revealed one of the people who paid for Hunter's artwork. Her name is Elizabeth Naftali. She's not an art collector at all. She's a Democrat donor, and she's a friend of the Bidens. She donated to the Biden campaign, and Joe appointed her to a cushy government post shortly after Hunter's art show.
No way.
Does that surprise you, Peter?
No, Jesse, it's the grift. I mean, look, the question that we've always asked and that I know you've asked is, what is the Biden's business? They're getting all this money from overseas. They're getting all this money for artwork that, frankly, is not worth $500,000. What is the business? What's the product? The product is Joe Biden. Let's remember, with Burisma, the Ukrainian energy company, Hunter Biden was getting $83,000 a month when his father was vice president of the United States. When his father became the ex-vice president of the United States, Hunter's take from Burisma was cut in half. So everybody knows what the product is and why this was being done. And the Democrats, I think, that continue to cling to the notion that there's nothing here, there's nothing to see, are making a big strategic mistake in my mind.
Yep, they're getting hung out to dry. Peter, thank you so much.
Yeah, they can keep pretending all they want, but pretty soon they're going to be left holding the bag. All the ones that are not denouncing this horrendous behavior from Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, they're going to look very, very stupid, because you cannot keep ignoring all of the evidence that continues to mount and mount and mount. And proof of that is right here.
So to confirm, you're saying that the speakerphone conversations, they don't seem concerning to you because there was no specifics about business, and it just seemed like
it was clear that it was part of the daily conversations that Hunter Biden had with his father, and it was and sounded like most of the time now President Biden didn't even know who the people he was at dinner. He was just asked to say hello. And he would, talk about the way he described it several times. They asked over and over and over. He described what the weather was, what's going on your end. The witness was very, very consistent that none of those conversations ever had to do with any business dealings or transactions. They were purely what he called casual conversations.
Sure, Jan.
Yeah. Okay. So they were just talking about the weather, guys. I mean, it's nothing to see here, okay? Doesn't matter that Hunter Biden called his pappy and got him on the phone with, Chinese business folk and Ukrainian, top officials. They were just talking about the weather. Hello. You bozos, okay? You American idiots. Obviously, this man right here, he knows better. He knows what they were talking about, okay? Doesn't matter. Don't listen to your lying ears or eyes, okay? You're a dodo. So, this is the type of, coping. This is the type of grandstanding that they're doing for Joe Biden, instead of just being honest with the American people. And yes, you might break with your party line. God forbid a Democrat actually stand up and do something that's right for the American people, as opposed to what's right for their party and their pocketbook, okay? I know it's too much to ask for, but you would think that one of these days, one of them might actually break, but it appears not. So, let's look at this clip from Joe Rogan they were talking about Joe Biden, and he was talking to Jim Gaffigan, basically about the whole situation. And let's just hear what he has to say, because it's truly fascinating. We might not play the whole thing, but let's listen to this.
Well, I think, look, Joe Biden's relationship with his son, or who obviously struggles with addiction. I mean, look, half of our friends struggle with addiction. It's like, he's a compassionate father. Is there some of that, like, let's make some money with our influence after we left office, or even
during office,
or even when we were senator, or stuff like that? Is there some of that? Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of that.
But compared to Trump, compared to like Jared getting a $2 billion contract, compared to... Okay,
first of all, compared to Trump, like, that's all they can say. That's all they can ever say. Okay, first of all, Jared Kushner is Trump's son-in-law, okay? He's not one of his sons. There is absolutely no proof that Jared Kushner was putting Donald Trump on the phone with all of these different entities where he was profiting from selling the influence of Donald Trump. That's not what happened. Okay, Jared Kushner's a businessman, as is Donald Trump and all of his sons. Okay, they stopped doing any business that might look shady whenever he came into office. And who knows, it might come out later on that Donald Trump did sell influence. I don't know. I can't predict the future, and I'm not going to sit here and say that there's no way that that didn't happen. My point is that the Democrats don't want to talk about what is right now in front of our face. The entire time since Trump announcing he was running for office, that's all they could talk about was Trump, 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 Trump. All the bad things about Trump. Didn't want to talk about any time that Trump did anything good. Okay? And then still, to this day, they got him out of office with their illegal election interfering that they did. They got him out. And the corruption is so clear. I mean, this is the worst president we've ever had. This is the most corrupt administration we have ever had. And it is so crystal clear. And they don't want to even admit it, talk about it, or acknowledge it whatsoever. They'd rather still just point the damn finger at Trump. And I'm sick of it. I am sick of it. We have talked about Trump tirelessly, okay? Let's get over that for 1 second and just look at Joe Biden for 5 minutes. For 5 freaking minutes. It's unreal to me. It is unreal that they do not want to admit that their guy is a piece of shit who has been selling out our country for years, for decades, okay? While he was in office. It's bad. It's bad, okay? And until Trump is caught in something like that, I don't want to hear another word about him, to be quite honest. Unless tell me you're voting for him, okay? That's it. I just don't. So this whole thing, where all they can do is turn around and point a finger at Trump. Oh, look at Trump. You know, we're done. We're done. We're done. Y'all got him out of office. Y'all got what y'all wanted. So look at your guy for a second and look at over there. Joe Biden's falling off of a stage somewhere while Hunter shoves a straw up his nose. Okay, let's just adjust our focus.
Like, you know, like even the documents, like the documents that like Biden had or Pence had. Versus like Trump literally showing the documents, some of them being I think we're going to find out, being really inconsequential. I'm not saying he was selling them. I'm not saying, I don't know if he was, you know, it was like a big swinging dick move. I think that's different than, you know, Pence having some documents in his house that he shouldn't have. But.
You mean Pence or Biden?
Pence had documents.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's really concentrating on Pence.
But like, by the way, I do want to make clear that I do have the approach of like, I could find something out and be like, all right, but like, there is part of me that's like, it's very little doubt in my mind that Trump is the most corrupt. And
are you kidding me?
Was. You know, like just the
hello.
You know, it's not. You know, like Andrew Jackson.
Can you explain it at all, or no?
Did horrible things, but like
now we're talking about Andrew Jackson. Okay, you can't even articulate. He cannot even articulate why he hates this man. This is the case. This is always the case with these people. All they can do is stutter and stumble and say, Trump did, well, he was, and he did, well, he's bad. Orange Man bad. That's all they can do. Can you articulate without changing the subject to Andrew freaking Jackson?
Like, I don't begrudge someone having kind of like kick ass and take no prisoners kind of attitude. It's, you know, it's not the style. It's just, I think that there's repeated corruption. I mean, like,
but there's repeated corruption with the Biden administration. The corruption with his son. First of all, his son struggling with addiction. That's not my concern. I mean, it sucks. It sucks if you have a kid that's hooked on crack and is a fucking complete disaster, and he pulls himself out of it. Congratulations for him. That's not what It's the corruption. It's the clear influence by foreign agents. And
you don't think Trump has more corruption?
I don't think there's evidence the same way there's evidence right now because of the laptop and because of the recorded conversations. There's real evidence that they were getting money from other countries.
And that is the perfect juxtaposition where you can clearly see two liberals having a discussion about one topic. And you can see the difference between a clear-minded liberal who is rational and thought-provoking and actually willing to question the narrative, and a liberal who is utterly brainwashed and propagandized and, you know, just an absolute idiot who doesn't want to question the narrative that he's fed on a daily basis. And who is just basically floundering in their stew of word salad. Okay, so let's move on, guys, to somebody who is never in a stew of word salad. And this is just not really newsworthy, but I just wanted to show, you know, how Trump has been consistent throughout his entire life and how he has been the same person and just an utter Chad. Okay, so let's look at this throwback video. We're not going to watch the whole thing, but this was too good not to share.
What were you like as a kid? What kind of childhood did you have?
Well, I had a good childhood, wonderful parents, really good parents, and it was a good, solid childhood, I'd say. Very normal in a lot of respects, but a very, very solid childhood.
Yeah.
From the standpoint of family.
What's the deal with you and Ed Koch? Is this an old irritation between the two of you, or is this something new?
No, it's really not. Ed Koch is a man who I've liked at some points in terms of... I have no objection to Ed except for one thing. He's not a very capable or competent mayor. He's done a He's done a bad, as most of you New Yorkers will probably know, he's done a pretty bad job running New York, and that hurts me and it hurts everybody. And when I see somebody that's not competent and he's running something, and something that I have really a big stake in, it bothers me and I do something about it.
Are you speaking from a position of somebody who has a lot of really, really special interest in the city?
No, it's not I do have a special interest. I have a special interest in New York. New York City is a hot city. It's a great city. It's the greatest city in the world, according to many, and according you're here, and we're also here.
Right.
And I hate to see some of the things happening with New York that have happened under the Koch administration. So I hit him pretty hard in the book, but I hit him fairly in the book. I hit him very fairly.
Yeah.
Probably very hard in the book, but very fairly.
Is it kind of a pointless defense to say that this city is so big that it is actually unmanageable to a certain extent, and he's doing the best he can, sort of just ending it day to day?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I hope that's never a defense of anybody. I did the Woolman skating rink in 4 months for $2 million or $2.5 million. They started 7 years before that and were unable to build it. I think they spent something like $15 million.
This is a huge ice skating facility in Central Park, which the city was...
7 years. 7 years.
7 years, they could not get it open.
They could not build it,
Yeah.
and we did it in 4 months. So, you know, you say, hey, it's big and everything else, and give them a little bit more time, but the fact is, that's a disgrace. The zoos are a disgrace. The subways, the schools. But it's really, David, it's really management. It's management, it's competence, it's capability, it's just basic ability, and Ed Koch doesn't have it.
Yeah, but you're speaking again from the over-the-fence in private enterprise. He's trying to run a municipal administration.
It can be done.
You think it could be done?
Absolutely. By the right person, it could be done.
Yeah. Any thoughts?
What a Chad. What an absolute and utter... I mean, I love that guy. I really do. You know, whatever. There might be things that come out later on down the road that might change my mind, but for now, he's just, you know, he's one of a kind. And I love that orange man. I just do. So let's move on, guys, to another guy that doesn't really have it. You know, he tries. He just... Let's get into Rob DeSantis, guys. I mean, just awkward little, I don't even know what. Look at him, look at his face. So he's at an event, okay, talking to some constituents. Why is your fist balled up? Like, he's just so socially awkward. Let's just watch this video here.
As always.
Oh, Rob. Oh, Rob.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here. I don't know the other ones.
Kidding, I'm not pressed.
Okay, all right. It's good. All right, we'll say hi to everybody.
How do you do, fellow kids?
What? He said, all right, we'll say hi to everybody. What a weirdo. Oh, my God, you hate to see it. But, I mean, okay. Okay. So what do you guys think about Rob? I mean, I'm still mad at him for doing what he did. You know, to a certain level, I'm glad that, because I think it lit a fire under Trump's ass. But on another level, I think that, you know, like, if he doesn't drop out soon and put his focus on Trump and supporting Trump, I think that he's not doing himself any favors for his future political, you know, ambitions, if he has any. I just think it's not going to work out for him. Somebody on Twitter the other day was saying, oh, you know, like, I'm not a DeSantis supporter, but, you know, if he wins the primary, we all have no choice but to get behind him. I said, excuse me, no, that's actually not our only choice, and don't speak for everyone, because I'm not, if they push Trump out the way that they're trying to do right now, then our country is literally done. It's done. It's over. There's no point in anything anymore. If we cannot vote for whoever we want to vote for, if we don't have a choice, even the illusion of a choice, which is what we basically have had for like the past, you know, I mean, decades. I don't even know how long. But if we don't even have that anymore, where we cannot have Trump when that's who the people want, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be voting for Rob. I'm sorry, I just won't. And I don't know what'll happen, again, in the future, but I'd rather vote for Vivek than Rob. But either way, I just don't see it happening. Trump is the only one that will get my vote. And if they try any funny business to get him out of this race and it actually works, well, then I got news for you. It's over. It's over. So let's move on, guys. I want to show you all this video here, and I want to know your thoughts on it because there was a lot of opinions on Twitter about this video, and I had a different take, so I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. This is from Ian Miles Chung. He said, "What would you do if your date treated you like this?" And then on here it says, point of view, we sat next to a German businessman on his first date.
The problem is that I told you to come at 2 p.m. and you came at 2:04, 4 minutes late. I'm not used to this kind of delay. For me, it's not possible, to have a relationship where my partner is not showing up on time. The problem is that.
So what do you think, guys? Was that mistreatment? Was that like horrible verbal abuse, or even like, you know, was he wrong for berating her on this date? I say no. Okay, and here's my take on it. I'm tired of like society belittling or, you know, making men feel like it's not okay for them to have standards. It is okay. You know, if women can have standards for themselves, so can men. And if this man wants to, you know, deal with a woman who is punctual, who is on time or early, and doesn't show up to a date 4 minutes late, no matter, you know, what you may think of it, that's his business. Like, those are his standards. She has every right to get up from that table and walk away if she doesn't like the way that she's being treated or the way that he's talking to her. She does not have to sit there and take it. She does not have to continue on with the date. So I don't see the problem here. He did not use any foul language with her. He didn't really even use a tone of voice that I felt was disrespectful at all. I think he was just explaining that that's not what he is into whenever it comes to a relationship. He's not going to go for a woman who shows up late. And you can say that, you know, it was only 4 minutes. Well, did she text him to let him know that she was going to be late? Maybe there was a delay in traffic. Maybe, you know, this, that, or the other thing came up. Things happen. But more than likely she didn't. More than likely she just, you know, was late. And she showed up and he didn't like it. And men are allowed to not like things that women do, okay? Women are not these untouchable, you know, uncriticizable creatures that can do no wrong in life, okay? I don't go for that. And for people that try to say that it's not okay for men to have standards, and for men to talk to women in a way that might be considered belittling or as if they're being corrected, well, guess what? To a certain degree, it is a man's job in a relationship between a man and a woman to be the leader. And if you see your woman who is going astray or is doing something that is bad or wrong or bad for her, it is the man's job to correct her. I'm sorry. That's just my take on it. But I would love to know what your take is. So let me know in the comments, guys, because there was a hot debate over this and I just didn't see the issue. So let's move on to this was a sad one. Mitch McConnell. What's going on with these senators, guys? These senators are old and they are decrepit and they are failing, okay? Someone in the comments called this Glitch McConnell. So let's look at this video.
After finishing the NDA this week, has been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of...
Hello? Look how long they sit there and wait for him to stop glitching. Hello? Hear this man? What's going on?
Okay, Mitch. Anything else you want to say, or should we go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Okay.
Come back to me.
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
And then they just continue on with the press conference. So it's not funny, you know, obviously, like, this is an old man. He's 80 years old, and nobody wants to see anything bad happen to any of these people. They are people at the end of the day, and it's not up for us to ultimately hand down the final judgment for any of their actions. I don't like Mitch McConnell at all, but, you know, at some point, where do people step in? These people's family. You know, obviously Joe Biden's family doesn't give a fuck about him because look at what they're putting him through. But like Dianne Feinstein, Mitch McConnell, all of these elderly people, okay, because I'm not trying to make fun of him at all. I think this is actually sad, but you know, at some point, like, when are we going to say enough is enough and forcefully take these people out of office? And what I mean by that is, it's not up to them to run for re-election. It should just be like the sort of thing where if the people want to vote him out, then he should be voted out. And there should be like a special election for that type of situation, where if you can clearly see someone's mental state deteriorating and they are in a position of power in Congress or the Senate or wherever, then it should come down to a vote from the people, from their constituents, and it should be as simple as that, because this is absolutely outrageous to see people like this deteriorating on live television in front of a podium representing our government. That is sad, okay? So yes, we are elderly enjoyers, we're elderly respecters on this channel, so I'm not trying to say that I wish bad on him or that this is a laughing matter, but sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. And so I present to you guys my favorite new meme that has been on Twitter and Instagram and other places. So here we go. Oh my god. It says these edibles ain't shit. 30 minutes later. You look like Mitch McConnell. Look at the name of this. Oh my god, the Instagram name. I can't. I'm not even going to read that out loud. That's disgusting. How dare you? Okay, let's move on quickly. So let's check on the Scholars of America, guys. I mean, what are they up to? Well, same old, same old. Let's check on them.
Stupid.
Idiot. Dumb fuck. This is in Oakland, California, guys. Are you guys okay out there? Oakland? I don't think y'all are doing so hot. I'm worried about y'all.
Y'all are fucking clowns, bruh. Bruh.
Like,
what the fuck?
What is this for? Oh, shit! So, we're putting fires in the gas tank. That's smart. That's smart. That's very smart. Geniuses. Okay, alright. So, this is what's going on in Oakland. Okay. I mean, what's going on out there? You guys good? I don't know. Y'all let me know. California is not doing so hot. Let's look at Grand Theft Auto. They're actually coming out with a new edition of Grand Theft Auto, and it's based on California's current environment and situation. So let's look at that. Bay Area, to be specific. So that is California, the Bay Area for you guys. Y'all be safe out there. It's not looking too good. So very sad, guys. Very sad to see. So another thing that is pretty sad to see is this right here. Have you guys seen the latest on Carly Russell?
That I have talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carly Russell. Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or at any hotel with anyone from the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
No, none taken.
So So Carly Russell, she lied about everything, guys. And, you know, her boyfriend, or her ex-boyfriend, should I say, well, he's not taking it laying down, guys. And he's just not. So this from It's On Site. Carly Russell's former boyfriend is now hosting club events. Child, this is so ghetto. Okay, and what does it say here? Picture boy, ATL, let's help at T Sims 28 find love. He is done with Carly Russell, so meet him at Revel this Thursday, #1 R&B party. And here he is on the flyer for that event. Search and rescue, he says. Okay, you know, okay, you can feel one of two ways about this. You can either love it or hate it. I'm kind of leaning towards the side of love it. You know, when God gives you lemons, you know, you make lemonade. This man didn't ask to be involved in all this. He didn't ask for this woman to do what she did. But here he is. He got wrapped up in the situation. And he said, you know, I'm making that lemonade. And, you know, you can't fault the man, can you? I mean, you let me know, guys. What do y'all think about this in the comments down below? Let me know. So... And somebody said Carly gonna bump the misdemeanors to a homicide charge if y'all don't quit playing. Okay. Well, that's on her again. She is responsible for her own actions. So let's move on, guys. This was not good at all, but this thread was actually pretty informative, and I thought this was interesting from, okay, I'm going to butcher this name, Wanjiru Najoya. Okay, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but this woman has been bringing awareness to this, I don't know, I guess this is a party out of South Africa, or this is just a movement. I'm not sure what exactly this is. You know, maybe if you guys have more information, you can let me know in the comments, but this was alarming to see, and I just wanted to show you guys this thread because, again, I thought it was informative and something that should be made aware of. So it says they're chanting, "Kill the Boer," and apparently Boer is white farmer in South Africa. There's been all kinds of racial issues going on out there since I don't even know, I guess, revolution, where now they are trying to kill and trying to alienate white people from that country when they have been there for, I mean, decades, like maybe even 100 years or more. People have been living in South Africa ever since they colonized it. The Dutch moved into South Africa. There was nothing there, absolutely nothing. They've built it into the country that it is now. And you know, Africans, native Africans, people, black people that moved from other parts of Africa, or maybe moved even from other parts of the world into South Africa, are now trying to alienate those people who have been living there for decades. And it's a problem because it's basically like what's going on here. And this is what we can look forward to if we allow these people to continue on this path that they are on and make it seem like it's okay for other people to be ostracized and for white people to be villainized because in the name of what? Equity, in the name of, like, you know, because they did it to us, now we're going to do it to them. No, it's abhorrent. So if you know better, you do better. It's not if you know better, if you know what happened to you, then you go and you turn around and you do worse to the people that did it to you. No, that's not what it should be. And if we continue on down that path, we're going to see the end of civilization and society as we know it a lot sooner than we all can anticipate. So anyways, let me move on to the thread. The Human Rights Court said, don't worry, it's just a song they sing to their culture. When farmers are then slaughtered, they tell you, don't worry, the farm murders are just ordinary crimes. It's nothing to do with these murderous chants. So let's look at this video.
Alliance shoot to kill Hamaza. Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa. Attention.
So this is a stadium full of black people who are chanting along, dancing along, laughing, singing to a chant of "Kill White Farmers." Okay. So she continues on her thread. Same people proudly filmed themselves performing this ceremonial slaughter of a cow, where they essentially tortured the cow to death for the camera, gives you insight into their so-called culture. South African courts say don't worry about these people with their terrifying displays of murderous ire. It's just their culture, nothing to be concerned about. Soon followed by, the old South African flag is banned. The flag is hate speech as it makes black people feel unsafe. These crowds chanting "Kill the Boer" will turn around and say, I feel so unsafe when I see the old South African flag anywhere. I also feel unsafe thinking about anyone may privately display it in their home, so I think we need to search white homes to see if there are flags lurking. Meanwhile, the hypocritical West, which went on marches to dismantle apartheid by force, turns a blind eye to this unfolding disaster. Very happy to tell people they're complicit in slavery from centuries ago, but not willing to acknowledge complicity in what's happening right now. Equality for blacks, but not for whites. No amount of evidence will ever convince people of harm to white South Africans, yet we happily accept invisible systemic racism and unconscious bias as evidence of harm to blacks. Not even the slaughter of white farmers will convince people of the threat to white farmers. They just say, well, crimes happen in all societies. If crimes happen, just call the police. Same people will tell you legacies of harm from the 19th century are killing black people. So that was a great thread from this woman here. Go ahead and follow her on Twitter if that's what you would like to do. And I want to move on now to this here. Okay, this was another thread from Twitter, Dr. Benjamin Braddock, that had to do with immigration that I thought was right on point. So it says there's an idea going around that the U.S. immigration system should be geared towards attracting the best and brightest from around the world. As a liberal and global citizen, here's why I think that's bad. Brain drain has seriously hampered development in Eastern Europe and other places. The high IQ leave, so do many of the underclass, leaving a population that skews midwit. This leads to perpetual instability and poor economic performance. Opening up more high-skilled visas will further exacerbate the problem. By bringing in doctors and engineers from poorer nations, we deprive those nations of people in the key occupations that make civilization run. Countries like Romania invest in human capital, underwriting education costs, and then lose their best and brightest to the wealthy countries. For the wealthy countries, as long as they can parasitize high-skilled human capital from the rest of the world, they have less incentive to develop the human capital of their own people. Even losing lower-skilled, less educated workers is a drain on poor countries because it drives up marginal labor costs and deprives them of the kind of competitive advantage in labor that built up China's economy. The ethical thing for the United States, Britain, France, Germany, and other wealthy countries to do is to adopt the Japanese model of strict immigration limits and internal cultivation of human capital. This way, the entire world can grow together instead of bifurcating the world into spheres of extreme wealth and extreme poverty. We should solve our labor issues with more creative solutions. Abolish most high schools and repeal the child labor laws. Ban video games as they are non-productive. Censor anti-work forums and content on the internet. Ultra-Calvinists should be put in charge of the unions. So I think that this is a great idea that he had about being more strict on our immigration policy. I think Japan does have a good model, and the less immigration that a place has, honestly, the better, because we should be encouraging these countries to take interest in their own people, to improve their own societies, and instead of, fleeing their countries like cowards, why don't you make your country better? Why don't you stand up for what's going on in your land, your homeland, and take pride in that and make it better? Why don't we cultivate the education of people all around the world? It should be the government's responsibility to make sure that you have people who are incentivized to go into the fields that you need, wherever you need workers. Let's bring some incentives to drive people into those different areas, instead of just importing them in from third world countries, and then those third world countries are left holding the bag. All the people that are too poor to get out of those countries are left in ruins with a bunch of midwits, as he said, a bunch of other low IQ individuals who didn't go to school, who don't have a skill, and who cannot make things better. So it just causes the collapse of these countries. So I thought that was a very good point and a very good thread on Twitter. So let's move on, guys, to this absolute idiot of a woman, okay?
Oh yeah, the bitch.
And let's see what Ilhan Omar is up to.
I would say our country should be more fearful of white men across our country, because they are actually causing most of the deaths within this country.
I'll be damned.
Interesting, Ilhan. This woman is just an absolute idiot. She makes no good sense whatsoever. She is totally a prime example of someone who just says a talking point just to say it. She doesn't mean what she says. She has no real conviction, and she's an idiot. She should be, honestly, deported. She should have been deported a long time ago. This is another example of a refugee coming in from Somalia who has absolutely helped to destroy the institutions that she has touched, and to destroy the morale of people who have come into contact with her. So it just is so true. It just is so true. Now let's look at another woman moment here, guys. Okay, this is another example of my point that I continuously make. Why women should not be police officers. Okay, let's see what happens here.
Lake County Sheriff's deputies with the Lakewood Station on June 7th, 2022. One of the deputies shooting into their car just as her body camera activates.
Girl?
You can see the gunshot in the rear window and hear the deputy's reaction.
Oh my God, that's all I needed. All right, let's just start pulling out. They said they're all okay, and then we'll... If we put it out on the radio, it's going to cause chaos.
Lake County Sheriff's deputies with the Lakewood Station.
It needs to cause chaos, ma'am. You need to be fired. I hope she's fired. I mean, hello? Female Los Angeles Sheriff's deputy has a negligent discharge into the suspect vehicle. 3 teens had stolen some keys and went on a joyride. Their family is now suing the city, and if I had to guess, they gonna get paid. Yeah, I would say so. So, can we just all acknowledge that I'm right? Can we just all acknowledge it, guys? This is just another example. Put this woman behind a desk somewhere. You know, make her get the coffee in the morning. I don't know. There's a job for her somewhere, but it's not with a gun and in the field, okay? Just absolute moron. Okay, she got her nails done. Got her nails did. Yeah, girl. Okay, go sit down. Go sit down, ma'am. Because you're ridiculous. Jeez. Okay, another ridiculous woman? I don't know. What's this outfit? What is this? What is this outfit? Rolls? Okay. Let's see what's going on here.
I am not, sir. Do you want to say that to the camera? Hundreds and hundreds of people watching you?
I doubt that. Hundreds and hundreds of people are on this guy's live.
You just called me a man. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Yeah, you're a coward. Come on over. Say what you got to say to me. Oh, you don't want to call me a man in my face? Come on over.
He just did, though.
What do you got to say? What do you got to say about transgender people? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I did not know this man was trans. Wait, what do you go by? What do you go by?
Does it matter?
It does, because I'm asking you.
Say what you got to say.
There's a lot of people watching you. The real question is, it doesn't matter if you're transgender or not. Are you with that? Are you with the people that march and be like, "We're coming for your kids"? That's where it's bad. That's when it gets bad. Oh, niggas need to stay up.
What's your name?
Me? K.
K?
K.
K-A-Y?
K-A-Y.
Okay, and what's your name?
Any of mine.
You certainly don't. What's
My name JJ, and is y'all thing a cult? It's like LGBTTL.
Can I ask why you didn't step in? While you were standing and watching? They called me a pedophile. They were verbally harassing me.
I didn't hear him call you that. I didn't know. I honestly have no idea what conversation you were having.
So this man is delusional.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
He's got issues, you know, and he wants people to not only acknowledge him as whatever he wants to be acknowledged at on that given day, he also wants people to step into his conversations with other people and to stand up for him, okay? It's not enough that he forced people to use his whatever preferred pronouns, his preferred delusions are. He also wants other people to get involved and to create, conflict with other people in his name, okay? To stand up for whatever it is he thinks is right. Absolutely ridiculous, completely and utterly like privileged. This is the epitome of privilege, okay? Trans privilege. Okay, this is what it looks like. Because it's not her business to stand up for you, sir. It looks like you handled yourself pretty freaking well, if I have to say so myself. Looks like you stood up to all three of those guys all by yourself, and that's what should have happened. Okay, that was that was man business, okay? Those were men confronting another man and a man confronting a group of three other men. Okay, why would a woman ever step into that? Okay, riddle me that. It seems pretty dangerous for a woman to insert herself into a man's conflict. So how dare you confront her and make her seem like it is her business or her job to step in to whatever it is you got going on. Get a grip, okay? Absolutely ridiculous. This is another one that is absolutely and utterly just brain dead in their convictions and their beliefs. Let's see what he's got going on. Or she, he, I don't know. Which one is it? You tell me.
Tell me why I just got misgendered at the pharmacy getting my testosterone needles. I literally introduced myself saying that I'm a trans man on hormone replacement therapy. And I'm inject myself with testosterone and I'm here to get the needles. And it's because I usually get it mailed to my house, but they mailed me the syringes and not the needles. So I came to get the needles. Tell me why this woman yells across the room, she needs needles so she can inject her medicine. Who is she? You cannot tell me for a second that this is the voice of a woman or the presentation. I mean, I have facial hair, my voice is deep. Also, I told you from the start that I'm a trans man on testosterone. And I know sometimes people just make mistakes, whatever the fuck, they're just insanely ignorant. But no, this was intentional, and I'm fucking annoyed, and oh my god. But honestly, joke's on her. That was embarrassing for her. Because when she yelled across the room with she, her pronouns for me, you should have seen the looks of the other people. They were like, yeah, we're on the same page here. Nothing about this says woman. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Tell me why I just got
that woman, your woman voice, okay? And your woman face. And your woman demeanor. And I don't think the people were giving the looks that you thought they were giving, okay? I think they were looking at you crazy because you were probably shrill and shrieking and very upset about being misgendered, just like a woman would be. So, I'm sorry to see that for you, but ma'am, just, come on. Give it up. Give it up. You will never be man. And the pharmacist has a sense of reality and a grip on reality, and you cannot falter for that, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lady. Sorry. Not sorry. So let's move on to our climate activism section, guys. Let's see what the crazies are up to. And here is one example of this going on, these demonstrations. Okay, they have a child out here doing their bidding.
Good job.
Tax the motherfucking rich! Tax the rich! Tax the motherfucking rich! Tax the rich! Tax the motherfucking rich! Like that!
So they've glued their hands inside of these PVC pipes to blockade a road, okay, to scream, tax the rich, all for climate change. Okay. So obviously these people are unhinged and need to be put into asylums, but yet there are people who take these people seriously and think that they have valid points. You guys take it upon yourselves to make people's lives miserable, and you think that people are supposed to just, what, be happy about that? And then what? Listen to your cause or take you seriously? It's not ever going to happen. So they can keep doing this because all they're doing is ensuring that no one's ever going to get on their side.
When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! Climate justice is what we need! Millionaires and corporate greed! Tax the rich! Tax the rich! Tax the rich!
Just gonna protest and walk away. And you are using fossil fuel. What charged the battery of that bullhorn?
Wow, you got us. You got us.
Yes, you're right. Private jet. And how did you get here, ma'am? Did you drive in a car? Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Luxury emissions is the exact same thing as using batteries for a megaphone. You're
Yeah,
so
it is.
right.
It actually is.
There are not that many private jets.
Every little bit counts, does it not, ma'am? Does it not? Are you just going to sit here in all of our faces and say that it doesn't matter?
Well, somehow they're still responsible for 50% of aviation emissions, which is the issue.
Statistics. You can make them say whatever you want.
Climate justice is what we need!
They have to come and get these people out of here. Look at this.
Clean up the planet we need.
These people are a joke. I mean, just an absolute joke. Stop the climate. Stop killing the climate and tax the rich. What those two things have anything to do with one another, you got me. You know, it's more word salad for all of us. And I think people are tired of eating it. So let's look at this right here. This was a beautiful example of people fighting back. You know, we've seen in some cases people just driving through these people who are blockading the road. That's a beautiful thing as well. But if you want more instances, more examples, more ideas about what we can do to fight back against these people, then look no further than this event right here, which was a Just Stop Oil banquet that they were holding to celebrate their idiocracy. Well, protesters disrupted an event with orange balloons that held releasing alarms. So let's look at this, guys. We love to see this.
With the mole in place, we sent in the team.
Good luck, boys.
Hand it to these people. This is how we fight back, guys. Take note. You know, let's lead by example. Let's follow the lead of the people who are doing the things. And this is one for the books, guys. This was great. Beautiful job. The last couple things we're gonna go over, guys, is I want to show you guys this short that I made the other day, because if you guys didn't hear, well, there was an incident in Martha's Vineyard the other day where Obama's chef appeared to have drowned, and it's looking real suspicious.
Well, searchers in New Mexico have found the body of a former White House executive chef who was missing for 9 days. Walter Scheib disappeared while on a hike in the mountains of New Mexico. His body was recovered late Sunday off a trail near Taos. Police say there were no obvious signs of anything unusual having happened. Scheib served in the White House under President Clinton and George W. Bush.
We came, we saw, he died. We begin with this breaking news. We have just learned that the paddleboarder whose body was pulled from Great Pond on Martha's Vineyard near former President Obama's home was one of the Obama's employees. State police just identified the victim as 45-year-old Tafari Campbell. Campbell was reported last night. His body was found this morning. The former president and first lady were not at the residence at the time of the accident.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's weird.
And here is a video of the chef actually swimming. This is Obama's chef that drowned, apparently. Yeah. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. This is from his Instagram account, per the Libs of TikTok. Okay, yeah. So you do with that what you will. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be it, guys, for today. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. Please like the video if you guys liked it. Leave a comment on any of the topics that we discussed, and let me know your thoughts on it, because I would love to hear them. And please, guys, go ahead and follow me on Twitter if you would like to see what is coming up for the week and what we got going on the channel. And subscribe to this channel as well. I would very much appreciate that. And until next time, guys, y'all take it easy out there. Okay, I will see y'all later. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people. The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.